Hey, Nish here, and today I'm going to be running through a recipe for an Iranian vegetable stew. Now this is a recipe kit that I got from Simplycook. Simplycook is a kind of food delivery service. You basically get sent the more complicated parts of a recipe like the spices, then you provide the fresh ingredients, vegetables, fruit, meat, whatever, and cook up the recipe. To be honest, it's quite an expensive service. You pay $9.99 to get 4 of these recipe kits like this, which contain the spices and herbs and that kind of thing. I basically got a discounted sample pack of 4 recipes, and this is my last one, so I thought I'd show you how that works. And if you're interested in trying out the service, then I've put my referral link in the description. Today I'm going to run through the recipe, give you my thoughts on it, and give you my thoughts on kind of the service as a whole. So in this Iranian stew recipe kit, I've got mushroom stock, tomato paste, and ras el hanout, which is kind of like a North African spice mix. As for the ingredients, I've got an onion, about 350 grams of potatoes. I've got a swede in place of butternut squash because I couldn't find that in the supermarket. Some tomatoes, some spinach, which I've washed, and finally some olive oil from my cupboard. So all the ingredients here, let's get started. So here is our finished product. I hope you enjoyed that little montage. That was definitely a bit of a ball ache to edit, so hopefully it was worthwhile. So this was a pretty nice meal, I thought. Definitely a very hearty, warming kind of meal. It was only 250 calories per portion, which is very low because it is just consisting of those simple vegetables, and I think it really is kind of missing something to bulk it out, you know, some kind of meat. Obviously it is a vegetarian dish, so maybe, I don't know, something like lentils to pad it out might have been nice, but it was still nice to have, especially with the Greek yogurt and lemon at the end. I think that added a really nice touch to the finish. The flavors of the dish were really good, I thought. It did need a bit of salt because that wasn't in the recipe for some reason, but I found that once I'd added a bit of salt, it tasted really nice. So this particular recipe I thought was pretty good. But what do I think of Simplycook in general? Well, I think they've made it really easy to make the recipes. The cards they provide are very clearly laid out and the instructions are very clear, which I really appreciated. And also they give you all the kind of more complicated bits of the ingredients. So it really takes a lot of the complexity out of cooking, and it means that you're able to try out some new kind of more exotic recipes that you maybe wouldn't dare to try on your own. I was definitely part of that camp, you know. I picked recipes which I wouldn't necessarily be that confident to cook myself. So yeah, I think that's a really good benefit. I think you can get exposure to different cuisines and different recipes that you wouldn't otherwise. There is of course the counter argument to this. The fact that they're giving you the exact spice mix and the exact instructions means you're missing out on that kind of experimentation phase of cooking. I'm certainly not the best cook, and I think maybe that's part of the skill that I need to learn as I'm doing cooking. But then, I don't know, there's another counter argument that does it matter? Do we all need to be professional chefs in the kitchen? Or is it nice to sometimes just have a really easy kit that can make you something that will guarantee kind of taste pretty good? I don't know. I'll have to leave that to you guys to decide. Let me know in the comments what you think of this kind of debate. As for the cons, the biggest one for this service, in my opinion, is the cost. It's just a bit too expensive for my liking. When you try and leave it and cancel your subscription, they do give you a few pounds off, but even then we're talking about £2 per recipe and you're not getting any of the actual ingredients. Especially in a case like this recipe today where I thought the spices and things were pretty basic, like you've got some stock, some tomato paste and some spices. Is that really worth £2? I'm not sure. If you are willing to pay the premium, then I would maybe think, why not go one step further and look at kind of the services that give you everything. I think a couple are like HelloFresh and Gusto. I haven't tried them myself personally, but they kind of ship you the fresh ingredients as well. So you literally don't need to go to the shop. You've got absolutely everything you need. Another slightly not so good thing about this service is if you're conscious about the use of single-use plastics in the environment, then it's not great. You've got these little pots and films, which I imagine are not very sustainable or renewable. So do I recommend this service as a whole as something you regularly do? Nah, not really. I think it's a bit too expensive. Do I recommend you try a discounted box and try out a few recipes? Definitely. Should you use my referral link that's in the description? Also yes. Am I just saying that because I'll get some free recipes as well? Okay, maybe. But come on, I've got to make something out of this, haven't I? And with that, thank you very much for watching. Do let me know what you thought in the comments and subscribe for more content later on the line. I've also got a kind of tech review channel that you can check out with a link somewhere. Thank you very much again, and I'll catch you in the next one.